Good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Simply C, and I am on the phone with the Jodi, Tennessee jewelry and specialist. How are you, my dear?
I'm great. How you doing?
Good, wonderful. And now I ended up meeting you at the Supernatural convention this year, the Join the Hunt 2017 tour that they were on. And now your artwork has been featured on many of the Supernatural cast.
Yeah, yeah. It's an incredible honor.
Mm-hmm.
It still makes me giddy.
I bet. Now, how did you get into jewelry making? The stuff that I saw at your booth is very intricate, very kind of mystical in a way, almost kind of witchy too.
Well, I've been making jewelry since I was a little girl, actually.
Okay.
From the time I was a kid, if somebody gave me jewelry as a gift, I'd take it apart and
Mm-hmm.
redo it, or just completely change it. And as I got older, I started to experiment, doing things from scratch. And then as I got older, I discovered wire, and it just all took off from there.
Okay, wonderful. And now you have your own company.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I decided about 10 years ago now that I wanted to give it a shot and see if I could actually establish a business,
Okay.
doing this full time. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I've been able to do it full time for the past couple of years, a
Oh,
little over
wow.
2 years now. But I
Okay.
opened a shop online about 9, 10 years ago, and it's been an incredible ride. It's been
Mm-hmm.
very, very. It's been full of ups and downs. Funny story about when I first opened my shop
Yes.
online. I had it open for months and not even a single sale. I was so distraught. And
Mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden one day, a custom order comes in, like, oh, wow, how cool is that?
Mm-hmm.
I just learned about a year ago that it was my son pretending to be someone else because he felt so bad for me.
Oh, that's really enduring, though.
Yeah. It was. So I've got a really good support system. My family's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, wonderful. And now, so you started off when you were a little kid, and then you got into wire wrapping and things like that. What goes into making a piece of jewelry? I know a lot of people are more familiar with painting or things like that. I guess what goes into your jewelry making? Do you have to really sit down and focus on it? Is it something that you can do in front of the television? How does that work for you?
It's it really depends. I do sit down in front of the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the TV is on the entire time I am working, and it's usually either Supernatural or The Walking Dead
Okay.
or
Mm-hmm.
something along those lines. And what actually happens is the title of the piece comes first.
Okay.
I'll be watching one of these shows, and a particular characteristic of one of the characters will stand out to me, or a quote that they said will stand out to me,
Mm-hmm.
and the piece will just evolve around that.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like I can't just work in a vacuum. I have to have something on the TV as it kind of
Mm-hmm.
fuels what I'm working on. It's really cool. I get into a zone. And, I could have people talking. My studio is actually in my house, and I'll have
Mm-hmm.
my kids walk in, and then they're just talking to me, and I don't even hear them. They're
Mm-hmm.
sitting right next to me. I'm like in such a zone. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
That's great. That's great. So you had mentioned that you watch Supernatural or like The Walking Dead, and then your piece kind of evolves from that character. Now, when I was at your booth, you'll have to forgive me. I'm just getting over a cold, so I'm I sound a little nasally.
I'm
um, yeah, but when I was at your booth, you had a portfolio of many of the actors and people that work on Supernatural wearing your pieces. How did
Yeah.
that kind of come about? Was it uh, a character like you had said earlier that really stood out to you, or a quote or something like that? How did you end up getting those pieces in their hands?
Wow. Let me see. I think the first time a cast member actually had my work was Kim Rhodes,
Hmm.
who plays Sheriff Jodi Mills on Supernatural. This was going years back. I was at a convention in Vegas, a Supernatural convention, and she had tweeted something about needing bubble baths. I don't remember the details, and I had tweeted back to her, "Hey, if you come see me in the vendor's room, I will buy you bubble baths."
Mm-hmm.
So she actually showed up. Like 10 minutes later,
Mm-hmm.
comes over and she's looking at my work, and I saw her looking at a particular piece, and I said, "Do you want it?" And she said, "I could have it." I said, "Uh-huh." And
Mm-hmm.
so she took it, and she actually wore it in her photo ops that day. And I was so overwhelmed and touched by that it gave me the courage to kind of reach out to the other actors. Ruth Connell, for example, I was in Vancouver at a supernatural convention several years ago. I think this was Ruth's first convention at that time. And she had seen some of the pieces inspired by the character she plays on the show, Rowena.
Mm-hmm.
And she had come to see me in the vendor's room. And again, the same thing. She was admiring some of the pieces. I said, "You're more than welcome to it." She took it, and it turned into one of her pieces that she would wear in her karaoke costumes at the Supernatural conventions all last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and plus I have a live stream show called So Get This on my YouTube channel, where I interview the cast members from Supernatural and The Walking Dead, and oftentimes I'll offer one of my pieces as a prize. I do like a trivia contest during my show, and the prize is usually a piece inspired by the guests that I'm interviewing. And as a thank you for allowing me to interview them, I'll send them a piece, and they actually wear them.
Oh, wonderful.
It's really, really great to see them wearing them by choice and not just saying, "Oh yeah, thank you," taking it, and I never see it again. But they turn up wearing them at conventions, or I'll find pictures of them online wearing it just voluntarily, which is really cool.
Right. And now your pieces have a very kind of unique spin on it. I alluded earlier that it's got almost kind of a I don't want to use the word supernatural, but a kind of a supernatural kind of element to it. Was that really the path that you wanted to take with your jewelry making, or was that something that just kind of came about with using different gems and crystals and your wire wrapping techniques?
Well, what originally happened when I first started my business, I didn't even know what Supernatural was. I didn't discover that show until since early 2013. So when I first started my jewelry, my intention was to do jewelry that had a very mystical, earthy feel to them. I wanted to explore earth religions like Wicca, for example. And a lot of my pieces started out, my shop was very Wicca oriented at that time. And it still is to a degree. It just happened to happily coincide with my love of the show, Supernatural.
Right.
The Wiccan theme actually came many years earlier. And I think that's part of what attracted me to the show.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. And now, are you a practicing Wicca witch, or is that just kind of something that
I'm a
like?
lone practitioner, so I don't belong to a coven or practice in groups. I have my own path that I do. I'm not hardcore where I observe every Sabbath, but I do have my own way. Basically.
All right, wonderful. And now it sounds like a little piece of you goes into each piece that you make. And like I said before, we had met at the Supernatural convention, and you were actually there. You were actually making a piece as I was standing there watching you, and you did it within 10 minutes flat, and it turned out absolutely beautiful. And I know that can only come from years of doing what you have done. So you had alluded to earlier that there were lots of ups and downs kind of with your business starting out. Your son was one of your very first customers. When was that moment that you kind of really decided to make this a career choice?
Oh, wow. Well, it was a dream I've had since forever, to have my own business, to be doing something creative. I studied art. I have a degree in art from New Jersey City University. as far as jewelry is concerned, I'm completely self-taught, but I've always felt a very strong draw to that medium. And through a series of unfortunate events, I wound up working right out of college in the financial industry, and that continued for over 20 years.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I actually was an assistant vice president of a bank, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
But one day in early 2013, I myself and my division were laid off.
Ooh.
And it was actually the best day of my life.
Okay.
Because I had my jewelry business already, but it was a side business online, and obviously I wasn't able to do much with it because I was working full time,
Right.
and plus I have 4 kids. So it was kind of hard to just focus on that. But when I got laid off, it was absolutely hilarious because I had my managing director and this woman from human resources sitting me down, giving me the whole, we got to do more with less, and I'm sorry, but blah, 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 blah. And I just said, can we just get to the point? Do I still have a job?
Right.
And, no, I'm sorry, we have to lay you off, and blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, that's cool. I'm totally fine. And the human resources lady looked at me and she said, are you okay? I said, I am so fine. You have no idea. I said, you took the choice away from me. I thought I was going to be stuck doing this forever. So when I left human resources, I'm walking back to my, I also had to make sure I said to her, one of the last things I said was, do I have to finish working today? And she said, no. I said, okay, that's great. Even better. So I grabbed my stuff. I'm walking to the parking lot. I called up my husband. I said, I just lost my job. And he said, oh, my God. I said, it's cool. I'm going to do my jewelry now full time. He said, are you sure? I said, oh, my God, I've never been more sure of anything in my life. And so what was really funny was I get home and I decide, you know what, I'm getting a severance package so I don't have to rush into, busting my butt too hard to find a backup plan right now. So let me, relax for a few days, because I was under a lot of stress. So I turned on Netflix. And I'm flipping around Netflix. I'm like, Supernatural, what's this? And I watched the first episode and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. All right, let me watch another one. And I binge watched all of the seasons up to that point within like 2 weeks time or something like that. And then I got my husband into it, and my husband was looking up Supernatural online, and he said, do you know if there's a convention for Supernatural? And I said, there's a convention for a show that's still on the air? That is so weird. But I applied to be a vendor, and I got accepted, and I've been doing the conventions ever since, which has been helping my business tremendously.
Right.
And I'm just grateful every single day that when I wake up, I'm like, wow, this is what I get to do for a living. This is my dream. I get to make jewelry, so I'm doing something creative. I'm my own boss, and I get to travel all over the country, meeting amazing human beings. So, yeah, I figured after 20 plus years, I've paid my dues, and I'm very grateful.
Very cool, Jodi. And now, how it kind of sounds like you had a really good support system going on with your family and your husband there to kind of take on this endeavor and really make it happen.
Yeah, my circumstances are a bit unusual. I have a grown son. He just got married a couple months ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And then I have 3 younger guys, 15, soon to be 13 and 11. And, and I'm not home a lot. I'm on the road a lot, but my kids are all so understanding about it, and they're great. And when I am able to take any of them with me, they look forward to going with me. My husband has been disabled since the end of 2012. He suffers from bipolar disorder, so he has been incredibly supportive. I would not be able to do what I do and support our family without his support and his always being there for me. If I'm having a crap week, if I see my sales are down, if I come back from a convention that didn't go the way it was expected to go, or what have you. He's my biggest cheerleader.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really, really cool. And you know, the fact that what I do is so risky in terms of it's not a steady paycheck. You never know from week
Right.
to week what I'm going to be bringing in. And for him, going through what he's going through, to be so supportive about it, that says a lot to his character. So, yeah, I owe a lot. I owe so much to him, and my oldest son too. He is just amazing. You know, I'll be at a convention and he'll just call me every few hours. How we doing? How you doing? Are you not doing so well? Just shut up and just keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to hear it. Just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wonderful.
yeah, I have got a really great family.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, Jody. And now, what do you use? What kind of materials do you use to make your jewelry?
Oh wow, I just started to explore using different types of metals. Primarily, I use aluminum. Believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
I love aluminum. Everybody is so into sterling silver, and
Mm-hmm.
for me, sterling silver, number one, is incredibly expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and it tarnishes if you look at it the wrong way. But using aluminum, it's very lightweight. It's zero maintenance. If you ever have to clean it, you just use like a magic eraser and you're good.
Okay.
So it's very lightweight. And in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the stones that I use a lot of glass. And in most cases, the glass that you see in my pieces, I've hand painted myself.
Okay.
There's a few pieces that I have a dear friend of mine who also paints glass, and I use some of her pieces too.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
yeah, her work's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But in most of my pieces, the glass that you see is glass that I've painted or treated in some way.
Okay.
And I just started exploring using more copper in my pieces and combining silver and copper, because I really hate it when people tell me, oh, you can't combine this, that, and doesn't match. This doesn't match. That doesn't
Mm-hmm.
go. Who says it doesn't go? I said it goes. So it
Mm-hmm.
goes.
Right,
So
right.
it's fun to explore with different materials. But glass and aluminum are my
Mm-hmm.
favorites by far.
Okay. All right. And now the booth that you had, it was supernatural, so you had a lot more kind of supernatural esque designs out there with angel wings in the car and da 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 da. What? And you said you also do some for Walking Dead. What kind of difference does that have in the pieces? I mean, is there really a? I mean, obviously there's going to be a different theme, but is there a completely different vibe that each piece gets?
Yeah, I think so. Like for supernatural, it's more of a romantic look.
Mm-hmm.
It's more. I mean, there are some pieces that are more raw than others, depending
Mm-hmm.
on the character. But for The Walking Dead, it's a really brutal, rough story.
Right.
And I try to convey that in my pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I have a piece called Negan's Destruction, which is a tribute to Lucille, his weapon of choice, where, I take a piece of silver, hammer the hell out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and, fabricate barbed wire, which is not barbed wire, otherwise it would really hurt the person who wears it, but
Right, right.
simulate
Mm-hmm.
barbed wire. And,
Yeah.
there are skulls. It's just a lot more of a jagged, harsher look.
Mm-hmm.
I also do pieces inspired by Once Upon a Time, which again they're more storybookish, they're more
Oh,
fairy
okay.
tale-ish.
Mm-hmm.
For each line that I do, I do try to convey a different feel,
Mm-hmm.
a different emotion, so that you can distinctly look at a piece, not even know what the character is or anything, but you can tell, oh, that's from her supernatural line, or that's from The Walking Dead, or that's
Mm-hmm.
from, I just started a villains line where I do
Oh.
a Poison Ivy piece, I do an Ursula piece, I do a Catwoman piece,
Mm-hmm.
just emotions are very important to me
Mm-hmm.
when designing a piece. I want someone to look at a piece and actually feel what I was trying to convey, not to say, oh, that's pretty. I hope it's pretty, but I do hope that the meaning, the deeper rooted feelings are conveyed in
Mm-hmm.
the pieces.
Right, right. Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. So, um, You've got Supernatural, you have The Walking Dead, you've just started a villains line. What other kind of mediums or characters have you touched upon in your work?
Wow, let me see. Well, I started to do. I have one piece in it so far. It's called Safari, the Safari line, where I want to do tribute to animals. I'm a huge animal lover. So far, the one piece I have is called The Tigress. It's a tiger-inspired piece. I have a dragons line that I just started because I am obsessed with dragons. I have a Wonder Woman line that I started the day I saw the Wonder Woman movie. I came home and the first thing I did was I sat down in my studio and I just started. I came up with like 3 different designs in one night. It was crazy.
Oh, wonderful.
That was coming from, I didn't expect to like the movie, and I walked away from there like, I need Gal Gadot in my life. It was crazy. So things that impressed me and influenced me heavily, the first thing I do is, I can't rest until I've done it, is sit down and design a piece about it. It's impulsive, and I have so much like energy that it just vibrates around the idea that I can't relax until it's done.
Great. And now, Jodi, if somebody wants to get a hold of you to either commission a piece or see what you've got in your line, how can they do that?
Well, they can go to my website, which is eldwennesfantasy.com, ELDWENNES fantasy.com. And I have 2 different ways you can contact me there. I have a custom order form right on my site where you have something specific in mind that I don't have already made. You can just fill that out, tell me what you had in mind, and I'll work with you. Or there's a contact form, and you can just say, hey, what's up? What you got? And you can see all my pieces. It's always current. If you're outside of the United States, you would have to use my Etsy shop, which is eldwenne.etsy.com, because unfortunately my website does not support international shipping at this point, and I'm working on that. But I can handle international orders through my Etsy shop as well.
All right, wonderful. And then you said that you also have a YouTube channel.
Yes, yeah. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/user/Jodi Zulueta, which is JODIZULUETA. And there you'll find every single interview I've done with cast members of Supernatural and The Walking Dead and other fans of the shows and fan artists as well.
All right, excellent. Jodi, it seems like you have a lot on your plate and a lot of art on your plate as well.
Yeah, I do.
So what is next in the year ahead? What have you got planned?
Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to Pittsburgh in about 3 days to do the Salute to Supernatural convention there. Then there's New Jersey after that, and then there's a couple of more shows in New Orleans in October, San Francisco in December, and I'm going to be doing, my goodness, I do Christmas ornaments for the holidays that are fandom inspired. So I'll have some Supernatural Christmas balls, and I'll have I'm going to be starting a subscription service as well for a piece of the month, which I'm hoping to launch before the end of November, so that it'll be in time for the holidays. And yeah, it's going to be busy.
All right. Well, wonderful, Jodi. I hope to catch you at another convention soon, and if not, I'll see you online.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. It was so nice to meet you.
Yes, of course. You too. And thank you for taking the time on this wonderful day to talk to us and tell us about your art. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me, Crystal. I appreciate it.
Of course, of course. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
You cannot go against nature, because when you do go against nature, it's part of nature too. Our little lives get complicated. It's a simple thing, simple as a flower, and that's a complicated thing. No new tale to tell, no new tale to tell, no new tale to tell. My world is your world. People wanna hear their names. I'm no exception. Please call my name. Call my name. Call my name. Yeah. Oh. No new tale to tell. 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 When you're down, it's a long way up. When you're up, it's a long way down. It's all the same thing. No new tale to tell. It's all the same thing. No new tale to tell. It's all the same thing. No new tale to tell. It's all the same thing. No new tale to tell. It's all the same thing. No new tale to tell. It's all the same thing. No new tale to tell.
Oh, Dad, oh, Dad, oh, Dad, won't you spare me over another? But what is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? When God is gone and the devil takes hold, who will have mercy on your soul, Dad? No wealth, no ruin, no silver, no gold, nothing satisfies me but your soul. Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, Dad. Oh, Dad. My name is Destiny, and it is he. devil takes hold, who have mercy on your soul. No wealth, no ruin, no silver, no gold. Nothing satisfies me but your soul. Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death. Oh, death. My name is Destiny. My name is Destiny. But what is this that I can't see with ice cold hands taking hold of me? When God is gone and the devil takes hold, who have mercy on your soul. Death. No wealth, no ruin, no silver, no gold. Nothing satisfies me but your soul. Well, I am death, none can excel. I'll open the door to heaven or hell. Oh, death. Oh, death. My name is Destiny.
I cram it in, I try my best to scream it when I find myself outside your house. I'm trying hard to figure where you went. Oh, 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 I just need a second. I feel the burn inside my inner thigh. I feel the slightest touch and I might die. And so I figure run and hide. Oh, 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 I just need a second. Oh, 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 where do you go when you're not here with me? Oh, 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 where do you go when you're not here with me? And when I cry, I do it all alone, and on the floor I get myself into the moment, lose myself completely, all it all. Oh, oh, I just need a second. I like to think you think about me like I like to think about you later. I'll be thinking of this moment and I'm waiting. Oh, 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 I just need a second. And when the spell is cast, I feel myself, I'm falling fast. I get myself into the way of the things I want to say to you. Oh, 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 I just need a second. Oh, what do you do? Oh, what do you do when I'm not there with you? Oh, what do you do when I'm not there with you? And when I cry, I do it all alone, and on the floor I get myself into the moment, lose myself completely, all it all. Oh, oh, I just need a second. with gold